For over 3 decades, Supreme Master Ching Hai has illuminated our world with her divine teachings. A fully enlightened master, she imparts the Kuan Yin method of meditation to those desiring to immediately discover the God nature within and to achieve in one lifetime eternal liberation from the cycle of transmigration. The Kuan Yin method has been practiced by all enlightened masters, such as the worshipped world-honored one, Shakyamuni Buddha, the worshipped Son of God Jesus Christ, the venerated masters and philosopher Confucius, the venerated Lord Krishna, the venerated master and philosopher Lao Tzu, the venerated Lord Mahavira, the beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the first Sikh Guru, Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and many more. Supreme Master Ching Hai emphasized that if we always remember God, render selfless service to others, and follow the laws of the universe, we will reach our highest potential as humans and truly understand our purpose on earth. She is an extraordinary living example of compassion, regularly sending materials and financial assistance, as well as love to refugees, the homeless, natural disaster victims, and others needing relief. Supreme Master Ching Hai is deeply grateful to the beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy and any good cause over the years. As a humble vessel for years, neutral terms for his, hers, compassion, and love toward his precious children. Supreme Master Ching Hai respectfully thank all special individuals, organizations, leaders, and governments for all your genuine, loving, ongoing support. May heaven bless you forevermore. We, the Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association members, are also sincerely grateful for your expressive kindness and wishing you the best. Supreme Master Ching Hai receives love and recognition from various organizations, media, governments, and individuals, as well as many awards from them, such as the 2006 Gusi Peace Prize, considered the Nobel Peace Prize of the East, the World Spiritual Leadership Award in 1994, the Mahavir Award in 2008, February 22nd and October 25th, both proclaimed as the Supreme Master Ching Hai Day, an honorary citizen of the United States, etc., and has been honored throughout the years with numerous other awards and accolades for her outstanding philanthropic and humanitarian deeds. etc. We apologize for not being able to show many other awards and honors for lack of space and time. Supreme Master Ching Hai respectfully thank all special individuals, organizations, leaders, and governments for all your genuine, loving, ongoing support. May heaven bless you forevermore. We, the Supreme Master Ching Hai International Association members, are also sincerely grateful for your expressive kindness and wishing you the best. A true voice for our beautiful animal friends, Supreme Master Ching Hai promotes the peaceful and loving plant-based diet and envisions with humanity's awakening to the sacredness of all life, a tranquil and glorious all-vegan world where animals and people live in blissful harmony. Her initiatives to spread the vegan trend are diverse and have included alternative living flyer distribution, the International Vegan Restaurants, Loving Hut, vegan food products companies, vegan fur products, Supreme Master Television, as well as regularly speaking to influential government and media leaders and participating in televised conferences on climate change, etc. Whether we are aware of it or not, her efforts have had an enormous influence on global awareness of the animal-friendly lifestyle and how this benevolent way can bring lasting peace among nations while saving our planet from climate change and disasters. Over the years, Supreme Master Ching Hai has traveled worldwide, from the Americas to Africa, from Europe to Oceania, and held hundreds of discourses with the public and her disciples on a variety of spiritual topics. Today, we are blessed to present one of these insightful lectures entitled The Life of Lord Mahavira, The Great Renunciation, Part 1 of 4, on Between Master and Disciples, given in Chinese and English on June 23, 2019 at the New Land Ashram, Taiwan, also known as Formosa.
Hello. How are you doing? Good? Are you ready to be ascetic? No. Last night, I went to have a little meeting with the guard and they told me, we should go kitchen. So, okay, we went to the kitchen. My, what an ascetic life. So many food. I keep giving away and then keep coming more all the time. That kind of asceticism, huh? I think the God was trying to tempt me, see if I can resist all this beautiful food. I told him I can't. And he knew it already. I said, what's the problem with you? You know I cannot. So why bother asking me, huh? Okay, let's go to the great master who could do the asceticism for us. Huh? I'm telling you, not every master has to be an ascetic. So don't always has this kind of fixed prejudice, okay? Yes. Look at Sakyamuni Buddha. Yeah. How many lifetimes he has been king and minister or big personage in the society. And he not always a monk, yeah? Even before being a monk, he had also a luxury life, though he did not feel attached to that. Having something and being attached to it is something different. Yeah, you can have many things, but it doesn't mean you are mundanely bound. So important is that you have to remember the inside, not the outside appearance or actions, but your inside, your heart, your motivation, okay, your goal. What is it that you want in life? If you are a CEO of a company, or if you own some big business, then you have to dress accordingly and go on maybe a limousine, huh? Instead of just some small vehicle or motorcycle, okay? Because that's the way people expect of you. If the king of a country go to the court and wearing like a beggar clothes or maybe jean or something, you think is appropriate? Yes, no? No. Yeah. If the president of a country going out to see people or anytime, he's just wearing shabby clothes or broken dress and flip-flop, do you think people, the society will accept that? Yes or no? Good, good. Now you can talk. When you should open your mouth, please do it. and when you are on retreat, please close it. Save your energy, save the blessings, save whatever you can to help you progress. Now, so not like any master at all have to be an ascetic. It doesn't have to be that way. Yeah. But if you can, just simplify your life. Whatever you need, keep. What you don't need, give it away, sell it, or throw it away if it's not useful anymore. Simplify your life whenever you can, wherever you can. At home, okay? At home. Of course, I can simplify my life better, yes. But since I am destined to have some kind of decorated appearance, yeah, so I just go with that, yeah. And recently I saw some of the AP, ancient prediction of our planet. And I saw some prediction saying that some master will come, wear high heel and stuff. So maybe I'm in fashion, huh? I didn't know all that before. I don't know where they found so many predictions. I don't know where they dig them all out. I only knew maybe a couple, like the famous one, like Nostradamus, yeah? Something like that. And several more, like the Indian stuff, but I did not know anything else, Maybe the only one I know most is Nostradamus because I was in Europe, yeah. At that time, it didn't apply to me. I was just a girl working, yeah, and then get married. So I just read it somewhere, very fleetingly, fast, turning the pages, but not really knowing much about it, because everybody says something about Nostradamus, so I also read it since I was there. I was studying French, so maybe I'm just trying to practice reading. And it's something like prediction is more interesting, it's more catching your attention to read, that's all. I read some, but not all. My French wasn't all that good at that time. And it's worse now. I don't think it gets better. It's getting worse. Out of practice. It's like my mandolin. So many of the master, for example, the latest Sikh master, yeah, he dressed himself like a king. He's not ascetic at all, yeah. He wear beautiful jewelry, long bits of pearls and other, very elegant outfit and accessory. Yes. He doesn't look like Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak was the first guru of the Sikhism. Not that he found ism or anything, it just happened to be after he died or maybe after some time. Just like Buddha died and we have Buddhism out of nowhere. Don't even know who found it. But people would say, Buddha is the founder of Buddhism. Nonsense. He never did. He never cared about anything like that. And like the Sikh gurus die and become Sikhism. Christ died, become Christian, etc., etc. And the Guru Nanak was a very, very ascetic master and enlightened saint. He walked everywhere. He ate whatever come his way. If nobody offer him anything or nowhere to have access to food, maybe buying or people give, very little has been recorded about his life. But for some of the story, I gather, behind the nuances of the line, I gather that the Guru Nanak was an ascetic, yes, because he walked everywhere and he just eat like berries and something like that, yes. But maybe later when he became more well-known, then people would give him maybe a place to stay and some food to eat, a disciple offered to him. But normally he's not the luxury one. I read in some story like one time he and his attendant disciple walk around somewhere, going some places, and then the disciple say, oh, there's a party going on, downtown. I should go and get some food and all that. But the Guru Nanak did not care, He just get some berries in the forest and eat them. Thus I knew that he wasn't all for fame and glory or anything like that. But the 10th, the latest guru of the Sikh, he dresses like a prince and a king. Very beautiful, very luxurious, yes, and very dignified. Just like a royalty, And some of the other master or teacher like Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, I don't think she's an ascetic though. She wears beautiful clothes, not overly decorated, like your master maybe, but she does wear beautiful clothes. Maybe that was afterward, or maybe that is her real image when she appeared to the people, in the world to save them or help them in some way. But I saw some of the statues that she was wearing tattered clothes. Maybe she meditated too long, in the beginning of her spiritual mission. Meditate, a lot, and her clothes is all tattered and worn out, in 10,000 pieces. So there are times maybe she was an ascetic. And later, maybe she became more known, then the disciple would offer more clothes and a little bit more luxurious type of apparel. Now, so do not look at people from the outside image and judge the inside. Just like some kind of precious stone is hidden inside rough-looking, ugly rock, And when you cut it in half, like many, they show them in jewelry shop or a museum. When they cut in half, inside is hollow, and inside a lot of jewelry inside, shining. It's like that. Our body, no matter how it looks, it's just an outside garment. It's not our real self. When we hear something, it is our hearing nature, our inborn hearing power that hears it. And then we get used to it. We think it's the ears are hearing it. And when we see something, it is our seeing nature that sees it. And we keep being used to it, so we thought it's our eyes that is seeing things. The one that sees is not the one that you see. The one that hears is not the one that you look at. But we are so used to with the outside appearance, as well as so used to with thinking, using all these our faculties that we think this is we. That's why the Kuan method teach you to return to the true hearer and the true seers. That is what the Buddha say. Turn your hearing inward, turn your seeing backward. Then you will see the Buddha nature. Well, I don't repeat exactly word by word, but you know he talked like that. The same with his disciples around him, like Manjushri or Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. The name Kuan Yin or Avalokitesvara, Sanskrit name, you know. Her name meaning contemplating on the sound of the universe, of the creation actually. But some of the translators put it like she contemplates the sounds of the world, not our word and things that she contemplating. Because that doesn't need Kuan Yin Bodhisattva to do. We hear all the time, every day, right? Can you hear something? Yeah. We don't need Avalokitesvara to tell us listening to this and that. Huh? So she also means that turn your hearing inward. Again, return to your hearing source. Return to the owner of this body. Return to your own self, your real self. That's what many masters told, but not many people do. Because they don't know how. They don't know how to open their seeing nature. They don't know how to open their hearing nature. That's why since times immemorial, many monks and non-ascetic, they practice all kind of asceticism just to get there. Because they think, forsaking everything, detach yourself from the whole world, then you will get the Buddha nature. It's not like that. It's not that easy. The Buddha's or Christ's nature is not like a business that you can exchange it for something or buy it with some sum of money or jewelry. No, it's something priceless, precious. We must find it by a very special, precious way. How many ascetics, renunciates people has been forsaking everything, wife, kids, kingdom, wealth, even don't eat or eat only very sparingly or once a day and don't get nothing. One of the high monks told some of the monks in some of the temple, because they were sitting in meditation, and the master asked, "What are you guys doing?" Say, "We are trying to meditate to get enlightenment." And so the Zen monk, you know, he take a brick, piece of stone or brick, and he keep filing it on the floor. And the monks ask him, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm trying to make a mirror out of this stone." And the monk say, "How can you make a mirror out of this rough and, useless stone?" And the monk say, "How can you get enlightenment sitting there, idling, for nothing, useless? You can sit until thousands of years, and all the world come and go, and things are reborn and destroyed. You will never get anything if you don't get it right." Similar, nowadays we have these numeral lock, no? And you can turn it for 100,000 years. If you don't turn to the right number, you can never open it. It's just like that. Or nowadays we have telephone. If you just push one number wrong, you won't get the person you want, right? Or email, or whatever, you name it. Or television, radio, you have to turn to the right frequency. Otherwise you get nothing. You can sit there all your life, keep turning back, forth, in, out, nothing will happen. There's only one way to do things is the right way. There's only one way, the correct way. And the Kuan Yin method is the correct way to get enlightenment. I mean the real one, the ultimate one, and the right one. Buddha said that, huh? Don't think I try to convince you. Yeah. All the masters say the same thing. If you have time to study all the scriptures here and there, they mention like that. But only after you practice Kuan Yin method, then you would understand. And the same like when they translate like Kuan Yin Bodhisattva contemplates on the sound of the world. Actually, on the sound of the creation. The world is creation, of course. But not the created sounds like the bird chirpings or the waves of the ocean. Even though it mentioned in even Lotus Sutra that Kuan Yin Bodhisattva contemplates. She has inside her or him this wondrous sound, like the sound of the water, the sound of the tidal waves, the sound of etc., etc. In the Bible, mention the same thing. One of the saints ascended to heaven and hear the sound of thunder or something like that. So these we, Kuan Yin practitioner, would understand perfectly clear. But if nobody pointed out to you, and if you have no experience about it, you would also not understand. Many Zen stories saying that one monk, he was meditating and then suddenly he heard a very loud, big sound, That's after many years of practicing. Yeah, suddenly here one time. Maybe never hear it again. Because it's just like a coincidence that he heard it. Not like he knows the way to practice so that he can hear it every day. The more we hear this teaching, inner teaching, or our own true nature, the more we understand many things. Yes. The more we will feel free. The more we feel that we are nearer to Buddhahood or nearer to heaven, or maybe already with heaven, with God, one with God. That's the only way. Up to now, I practiced this many ways as well before Kuan Yin method. I do breathing, I do Hatha Yoga, I do pranayama. It's similar to breathing, yeah, okay, etc., etc. Some monks in India, I'm not sure if they do it in Taiwan or China or other country or not, but in India, they practice so many things that you have no idea that the human are capable of doing that. Sitting on the nails, the bed is nothing yet. Standing on one leg forever is nothing yet. Hanging your hair on the tree just so that you don't ever fall asleep or fall down, that's nothing yet. Like sometimes they put a long, small, thin piece of cotton, long, very, very long. They put it through the nose and go all the way down to their stomach. The whole thing, huh? I don't know how long, just maybe more than a meter at least. Even for me, it's just 10 centimeters, it's already suffering. I won't do it. And they do that, all kind of things. Bathe in freezing water, it's another thing. In the Ganges, freezing water. Well, that I did. I thought maybe to clean my karma. But they do that all the time. And soaking themselves in there until they become even like an ice cube. Or burning under the Indian high summer sun with the fire around it as well. And the summer sun in India, someplace they can burn your skin. 1st or 2nd degree even, if you sit too long. But they do that all the time. Of course, maybe slowly get used to it, not like immediately shave the head and go sit under the sun for hours on end. It's not like that, but still, it's still very, very, very harsh, the sun of India. I almost died because of Indian sun. I went to Bodh Gaya, in my wandering time to see Buddha's Bodhi tree. It was in May, it wasn't high summer yet. And then I walked, I didn't know, I didn't think too much. I normally don't think too much. I go to the Himalaya alone, also didn't think much. I go under the summer sun, I also didn't think much. It's just too much focus, on my goal. And I got sunstroke. I almost die on the street. Because when you walk in such a sun, it's like you climb in the Himalaya mountain, or the Sumeru, Yeah, you cannot even walk. You walk is like you walk in a dream, You cannot even walk. You walk like you carry mountains on your shoulder. Every step is like so laborious. I don't know why I did that. Just too young, too young and too idealistic. I did not think too much about the outer effect or the outer situation. I just want to do what I do, and I forgot that. And I almost died. Luckily, I dragged myself into somewhere, and then it was a temple. Yeah, and then I take a rest for a while. That's the first time. The second time, I almost died again and found another temple. The first temple was tended by an Indian man, but he cooked vegan for me, just congee and some of the. I told you this story already, maybe a little bit more elaborate now as I remember it. And then I said, how did you know how to cook rice congee? He said, my master taught me. I said, who's your master? A Taiwanese monk. I was very lucky. I almost died. Without this food and without the shade to rest, well, even with that, I went to see the Buddha Bodhgaya. I want to see the Bodhi tree before I die, before I almost die on the way back, And then in front of the temple, I almost collapsed. And the man took me in, give me, thing to drink. And I didn't even have anything to drink with me. They don't sell things on the road, all the time, I was walking. It was not that convenient. And so after that, I recovered, But I did not learn, Next time I want to see Varanasi, the deer park, I want to see the first Buddha preaching place, and I had to see it. And I walk again, under the sun again. I almost die again. Luckily, in front of another temple. That temple is actually is a Tibetan temple. And Tibetan monks, not all of them are vegetarian, Yeah, almost all of them, most of them are not vegetarian. They eat what is offered to them, yeah? Of course, they're not picky or nothing like that, but same with Thai monk or Cambodian monk, Miandian monks, many of them are not vegetarian. So I collapsed in front of I can't remember what temple looked like. It's just because I was very sick already, I could hardly walk, breathing difficulty, fever. And I almost collapsed there. And then a Tibetan monk came out and took me in and put me on his bed and covered me with like a mosquito net kind of, it's a big one, like a tent, but smaller, you cover, then you sleep. So you don't have to hang it, they make it like that. Similar to some people, they make like a mosquito net, but smaller, like a half round, and then they cover the food, in summer. So the insects don't spoil it, okay? Similar like that, but bigger. Enough for me. He covered me from head to toe. And he let me stay there. And he said, oh my God, fever. The worst thing is that I already had fever. And then I went in the temple and I took a shower. The water there is boiling hot because it's the sun. And all the pipes are heated also. I didn't know that. I just took a shower. It made me even hotter. I keep feeling burn everywhere. It's not like the skin come off or anything, but it was really very, very painful. The monk took care of me like a father. I never forgot. And then he said, you must eat something. I cook something for you. I said, no, I'm not eating any meat. He said, no, I am also a vegetarian. It's Tibetan monk. And you found it there, vegetarian, believe me or not. Yeah, I always collapse in front of vegetarian temple. It's funny. Actually vegan, there's nothing, just some dry protein and a little japchi, vegetable, japchi. I still remember that word japchi means vegetable in India. And just a little bit like that. And then I recovered slowly, and he gave me medicine and stuff. Such a kind monk he was, yeah. Otherwise, maybe I die already, yes. Because at night, when I was walking around, before I reached Deer Park, I was walking around and find somewhere to sleep. I cannot find anywhere. So I slept outside, you know. I slept outside in the open, alone. And the mosquito or some insect also giving me some present, make it even worse. Yeah. I was a natural ascetic because there's no choice. Drinking Ganges River, when on the higher side of the river there was some leprosy people living there. And nothing happened to me. I drink all kind of water, nothing happened. It's just the sun, just make trouble. But that did not give me any enlightenment, huh? All this kind of asceticism. It's just natural. Number one, I didn't have a lot of money. Number two, I did not have enough facility to cook. Yeah? Number three, I don't have anywhere to cook. I cannot carry a lot of stuff because I'm small. I can only have one blanket or a sleeping bag at that time. And just 2 pair of clothes similar like this, Punjabi clothes, yeah, that's all. And a staff, of course, for walking, yeah. On the mountain road, you need it. You need it very much for climbing up and coming down to balance yourself. Otherwise, if you just walk alone without a staff, you might slip, okay? Yeah, either going up, slipping down, or going down and slipping down. Yeah, so that's all I have. So you can see many monks in India, they have a staff also for that. Yeah. So, do you have enough asceticism yet? Because the master will teach you more than I can say, more than I have done. The master Mahavir will teach you more. That is just a prelude, okay? Just appetizer for you. Now come the real thing. I don't know if anyone in the history of mankind could have done or could be doing or will be doing such a asceticism, such a sacrifice like the Lord Mahavir, okay? That's why I want to read it to you. By the way, we have to thank the society who made it. That's society is called Sunny Publications in New Delhi. We really thank them. And if we can find them, we will offer some financial offering so that they can continue publishing more books to spread the teaching of Lord Mahavir. We thank them, huh? And may God bless them limitlessly. Okay, now it is the great renunciation. It was the 10th day of the dark fortnight of the month of Margshir, Sanskrit. I don't know a lot of Sanskrit, okay? Don't blame me. I went there for enlightenment. I didn't went there for Sanskrit. I did learn some, but you know, you learn here and you return it in India. Throw it in the Ganges River already. If it wasn't for you, I don't even need to read anything anymore. It's just like a kindergarten teacher, you know, she already over it, and she has to read everything. It's a children's story book and stuff for her students. Prince Vardhaman had observed a ritual fast for 2 days. A palanquin named Chandrabrat was prepared for his great renunciation. Sometime in the afternoon, Vardhaman came out of the palace and climbed into the palanquin, you know, small coach, you know, that people carry another person on it now in a long time. Some rich people or royalty, they go on palanquin, they don't walk. Me also, I don't walk with this type of shoes. I walk a little bit. The procession with the palanquin proceeded to Chanat Khan Garden in the northeast of Kshatriya Kund. The palanquin was placed near an Ashok tree. Ashok tree has nothing to do with the King Ashok, okay? One of the most ardent devotee of Buddhism, and he was credited of spreading Buddhism everywhere. As Ashok, King Ashok is different. I don't think this tree belonged to King Ashok. It's just the name of it. Fancy a king has a name like a tree. Vardhaman got down from the palanquin. Thousands of eyes were staring at the prince. His golden body was adorned with a beautiful dress and scintillating ornaments. The next moment, he had removed all the ornaments and his dress as well. Nothing left on his body anymore. The only cover on his body was a piece of cloth resting on his shoulders and provided by Indra. Indra offered him this dress. The god Indra, the rain god, the one that is making something dropping on our roof right now. The water drops. Thank you. Before he renounced his royalty style of life, he went on fasting for 2 days. That was a ritual, to cleanse yourself, purify your soul, body, and mind before you became a monk. Huh? Did you try? Any of you try 2 days, 3 days fasting? Yes. Yeah, the monks okay, but you, how many days? How many days? 2 days. The second day is the worst. If you continue, you can do it for a longer time. The first day is not too bad. Your will is still strong. Your determination is unstoppable. The second day, this is the worst part. I talk from my experience, yeah? But if you pass the second day, then the third day, fourth day, fifth, sixth day is piece of cake. I used to fast sometimes for weeks, yeah? And I told you already, one time I was like a breatharian. Huh? I just quit eating just like that. No preparation, nothing. And then don't feel hungry or anything like that. I did again some other time. I don't feel hungry or desiring the food, anything. And I tested myself by going out in a very busy restaurant where my favorite foods are prepared all day. I sit there, order some drink, but I won't drink, okay? Order some food, but just to look at, to see how my body or my mind reacted. Nothing happened. If you're determined to do something, it won't happen. But if you just do it in a whim, without purpose or without goal, then you will fail very quick. Okay, why do we talk about that? Make you hungry, huh? It's almost dinner time and I even talk about food. How cruel. Sorry. Okay. Last night they gave me such an ascetic food. So many. It must be the God chakra was, tempting me because I was just reading the ascetic stuff with no food and all that, and then I just go to the kitchen and then, wow, it was such a banquet like a king, Everybody was busy serving me this and that. I gave them away to your brother and sister, and then they bring even more. It gets better all the time. The temptation, it just mounting in pressure. So I gave up. Yeah, never mind. It was very good. No wonder you all want to follow me, huh? Every day like that. Wow. Eat together is even more tasty, So after the prince fasted for 2 days, then he began his renunciation. So according to tradition, first he climbed onto this luxury coach, car, carried by attendants, decorated beautifully. He himself also decorated most lavishly, yeah. Actually, it's a true renunciation, huh? Because if you have nothing to give up, then what for you renounce? You renounce what? Just like the poor people say, I don't care about money. No? He doesn't have anything. And then he got down from that coach and then he took off in front of thousands of witnesses, yeah, because everybody has to know. Since he's a prince, yes, so all the citizens know about it, know about this ritual ceremony. So they all came surrounding him and look at him. So in front of thousands of witnesses, he took off all his luxury and ornaments and even his dress. He has only one piece of cloth that's offered to him by Indra. You would wonder how Indra, a god in heaven, would be able to give a dress to a mortal at that time. You know, a mortal like Vardaman, Prince Vardaman. Who knows? Who knows how? How a god can do that? Huh? No? Man, you always pretend to not knowing so that you make me feel good, huh? Well, thank you. Anyway. Well, he can manifest it himself. He can manifest like a human. Because they manifested many times, these gods. How come you don't remember? They manifest into a physical realm as a body of a human or any animals or birds or whatever. Either to test you or to praise you or to give you something. You forgot, huh? God Indra. Remember he went to Vardaman, Prince school when he was 8 years old and tested him in the form of the old Brahman. Tested the teacher, and teacher cannot answer. And then Vardaman answered him. Yeah. And then another time, remember the gods appear in the form of the cobra, and then a giant to carry the little 8 years old boy prince. Yeah, remember that? They can do that. They can give you anything in this world if you desire, if you please them. You can have richness, you can have fame, you can have magical power, you can have anything if you bow to them, worship them. But if you want to become a Buddha, then you are their enemy. at least for a while until they test you. Make sure that you don't want to become a god and snatching their throne. Imagine a god thinking like that and having jealousy and attachment like that. How about us, the mortal? And they always like criticize us, condemning us, saying, oh, you know, you're greedy, you're desirous of things and pleasure and stuff. How about them? Huh? They are higher. Wow, so high. King of the gods even. Has anything they want. And can even manifesting due to their merit in former lives that they have such power. They can build a palace in no time. They can give you all the jewelry in the world. They can install you as king of the whole planet. They can do many things for you. And still so envious of some poor ascetic sitting alone in a jungle, doing nothing harm to no one. Even if this ascetic wanted to be a god in heaven, you know, through his practice, so what? Heavens are many. You know, in my Father's house there are many mansions. Jesus said that. So if he became a god, he doesn't have to take away the position of Shakra or any other gods. He can have his own kingdom. But I don't understand the gods, you know, these small gods. They rule the whole, many heavens, over many gods, have so many beautiful fairy fairies, angels around them, have everything, all the power in the three worlds, and still so silly. We would think heavens, these kind of lower heavens, of course, not the original heaven, okay? Not the higher heaven like the fifth heaven or the fourth level heaven or above the fifth, different. But still, being a God, you should think they behave more decent, no? Sorry, the truth hurts sometimes. Yeah. I'm telling you, behave, Yeah. You are God, you are the gods. Right. I'm not afraid. I tell the truth. And then they would punish us if we desire something. Yeah? Or if we want richness or fame or position in the society, then they will also look down upon us, thinking that we are not a good person. And then they are doing similar things, worse, yeah? Even punish those who they feel are threatening to their position as a god. It's so funny. Many stories I read in Buddhism is similar. Always the gods come down, make trouble. You see, up to now, there are a couple of gods came down and bothered Prince Vatiman already when he was only a little kid even. Shame, huh? Shame on you. Well, we forgive you. So now, after removing all the ornaments and dress and leave only the cloth that Indra gave it to him, Indra god came down due to respect and offer him this celestial kind of cloth. It's different, it's shining with light, in all directions. It's brilliant. It's not this one. It's not made of cotton. Even though you say I look beautiful in this, but his dress, even though it's not from royalty, but it's from heaven, it's beautiful. The same with the kashok that offered to the sixth patriarch, Huinam, that was passing down from a long lineage of enlightened master. It has different energy than it's just a normal dress, a normal kashok, mean a monk's robe. That's why after the sixth patriarch got this dress, many people want to kill him for it, want to take it. And they are monks even. Believe it or not, telling you. Some kind of monk. After he does that, he has only one piece of cloth to cover himself. And then the prince, Vatman, poured out his hair in 5 strong fistful. I guess the ritual at that time. You have to pour out your own hair. He should have gone to the Buddha, and then the Buddha would just make it fall off, naturally, or shave it for him. But I guess it's a ritual. He has to do it. It's painful, just to show the pain and the endurance of somebody who wants to be a monk at that time. And he was determined. So he poured his hair in 5 strong fistful, the fist of his own hand. Imagine, he's a very strong prince. He even catch a cobra and throw him away, big cobra. And he punched the giant when he was only 8 years old. Imagine now he's 30 already. Imagine how stronger he has become. And he poured his own hair 5 times to take it all off instead of shaving. And then Indra at that time, present, collected his dress, his ornaments, and hair, and put into a golden vessel. What is Indra doing here? Collecting people's stuff. But they are precious, that's why. Okay? Now, after this, he uttered in his deep resonant voice, Namo Siddhanam, meaning I salute or I bow to the Siddhas, meaning liberated souls, meaning I salute all the masters, or I bow to all the masters, yes. Or the saints, yeah? Same, yeah. Liberated saints. And then the prince took the vow of ascetic life. Now, officially, he has become ascetic. He spoke again. I take the vow of practicing equanimity all through my life and abandon all intentional sinful activities. Thus spoken, Lord Mahavir Swami, accepting the rigorous ascetic vow and resolved, in my ascetic life, I will remain equanimous in all conditions and circumstances, meaning he will be always at peace and tranquil. He will not fight back, or he will not complain, or he will not change, do anything. No matter what happened to him, he will just stay tranquil. That's what it means. He continued, I will tolerate every affliction or predicament caused by man, God, demon, or animal equally, no matter how fearsome it is. As long as I do not attain omniscience, I will continue to tread the fire-paved path of purity with unflinching and firm steps. He vowed like that. A wave of reverence started, and thousands of heads bow with reverence, and thousands of the throats utter in unison, "Victory be to Shraman Mahavir." This is the name, is the title for monk now. He's Shraman Mahavir now, okay? Yeah, or Swami, similar. Okay. After the austere vow, the Mahashraman, meaning the great Swami, the great monk, they call him now, acquired Manapayavachanan, which allow him to perceive the feelings and thoughts of all beings. He has some psychic power now, yeah, just like in knowing the thought of others. In Buddhism, also like that. When the monks practice under the Buddha, some of them have this kind of power. Well, many other powers you can have also if you practice well. Nowadays, more difficult because we are too preoccupied, too contaminated, too short of time, too short of temper, too short of patience, too short of resolve to do things like the old time. So it's okay, Kuan Yin method, slowly, step by step, go home. Yeah. His heart was filled with equanimity and compassion. His face beamed with a spontaneous smile. Why does he feel compassion after he have this power? Because he can feel what the humans or beings around him or in the world feel. You know, their sorrow, their pain, their frustration, their troubles, their helplessness, their suffering. That's why he has compassion for them. The masters, they all have all this. Just sometimes they have to shut it down, otherwise they cannot continue to do their job. The sympathy they have for all beings will collapse them mentally, emotionally, psychically, and bodily as well. No one can be able to really function well in this world, no matter how strong spiritually, if that person continue to open this faculty, psychic power, to adhere in all the suffering of the world. The Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, she hears them, their pleas, only when necessary, only when they are desperate, and only for that person or those persons. She doesn't always have to hear all the suffering in the world, because that will be too much, even for a Buddha. Now, he walked with firm and steady steps towards the jungle without turning around or hesitating. Now he's going away to the jungle to contemplate. Suddenly, there was a feeble call from behind. The call of a pain-filled heart retards the movement of Mahashraman also, because it's so pitiful, a voice calling for help, that he slow his movement. Normally he doesn't want to slow He wants to go steadfastly to the jungle. But then there is a voice, very weak and pitiful, calling for help behind him. So he slowed down. And then a wiry and weak Brahman, moving briskly with the help of a stick, arrived and fell at the feet of the Mahashraman. Tears were flowing from his eyes, and there was an expressive pain on his pitiable face. He uttered humbly, "O Prince Vardhaman, kindly liberate me. Give me something. Remove my poverty." Shraman Mahavir recognized this old man to be Samshama of Brahmakund. Long back, he used to come to the king Siddhartha's court. The charitable king extended him all help by giving whatever he needed. He was happy then, but he was not seen after the king's death. Samshama said, "Prince, I wander around from one state to another state after the death of King Siddhartha, my mentor. Wherever I went, my bad luck followed me. After 2 years of wandering in vain, I have returned home this morning. On my return, my family members informed me about your year-long charity. Everyone got what he desired, but I, the ill-fated, got nothing from your charitable hands. Prince, as soon as I reached home, I came to know that abandoning everything, you have become ascetic only today. Prince Vardhaman, please have pity on this poor destitute. Remove my poverty with your kind hands." This is impossible. The prince already renounced everything. He has only one piece of cloth on him. How can any man has a heart to come and beg him like that? People are really impossible to comprehend. And he's a Brahmin. He has family even. Now he could do something to earn a living. But it just has to bother people like that. Became a monk already, has nothing at all, and still come and bugging. This kind of people. Brahman supposed to be the most noble class in India at that time, and still in some area now in India. Supposed to be the most learned, the most noble, the one that you cannot even treat unkindly or slander of any kind. They are revered like high priest, yeah? And behave like that. Imagine. Mahavir was filled with compassion, but today he had nothing more to give. Suddenly he thought of the divine cloth on his shoulder, so he tore it into 2 parts and gave half to the Brahman. The Brahman was filled with joy. What kind of joy is that? Robbing somebody who is already a monk and who has nothing with him anymore, and still feel joyful. Yeah? Being Brahman and all that. So the Brahman took this piece of cloth to a mender and inquired about its value. The mender said, "Brahman, how did you get this divine cloth? It is just a part of a whole. If you could bring me the other part also, I will mend it back into its original form, and you could sell it for 100,000 gold coin." Oh. The greedy Brahman ran back to Mahavir and followed him everywhere he went. Some Brahman, huh? After about a year, the remaining piece of the divine cloth fell one day from Mahavir's shoulder. Samshama picked it up, got it mended, and sold it to King Nadivadan for 100,000 gold coins. Now, neglecting his body, the venerable ascetic Mahavir meditated just by himself, in blameless lodgings and wandering, in restraint, kindness, avoidance of sinful influence, chaste life, patience, freedom from passion, and contentment, practicing control, circumspectness, religious postures and acts, walking the path of nirvana and liberation, which is the fruit of good conduct. Living thus, he, with equanimity, bore, endure, sustain, and suffer all calamities, arising from divine powers, men and animals, with undisturbed and unafflicted mind, careful of body, speech, and heart. All right. Any question about that? About anything? OK 哈，今天到这里为止。那去吃饭的时间啊，要回家。好东西也不能吃太多 ，OK？ 我也不能念给你们听那么多，2天已经听很多了，以后再说，下个礼拜好吗？如果在的话，再继续念给你们听 ，OK？ 哎，念字还好啦，就怕有时候我多余解释很多东西，从一国跑到另外一国，从一个大师跑到另外一个大师，从一个故事跑到另外一个故事，就时间拉得很长啊，怕你们饿坏了，然后巴士跑掉，你们走路回台北、高雄好长啊，走到下个月才能回去 ，OK？ 从这边跑到高雄应该多久时间啊？走路半个月，那不错嘛，不错。那不能走路算了，留下来嘛。每天也是很苦啊，吃东西，然后打瞌睡，然后怎么样？OK， see you later. Next time. Thank you. 哎，好啦。台湾哈，都不老呢，奇怪。哦，认识了几十年了，还是一样啊。有没有结什么婚啊？哎呀，太好了，好聪明啊！业障没有来找你哈？你有没有去找他？没有，太好了。喂，怎么都不老呢？奇怪，不可思议。大概打坐做哈，very good。台湾啊，哇哦，你们蛮认真哦，对你们很骄傲。对不起了，没有对你们什么特别的，就看多几眼而已，好吗？我们是族人啊，不能要求了，是吗？应该要送给别人的啊。我们慷慨好客，一起嘛啊，我们一起是这样的。有时候我也是这样啊，如果东西不多，我自己会送给别人了。东西不多，其实我的东西如果不够的话，我东西会给他们。印度人他们也是这样啊，如果有人来他们的家他们没有多少，也全部贡献出来。他们认为任何人来是的上帝来的，不是上帝派来的，所以他们对客人呢跟对上帝一样，很尊重，所以没东西也全部拿出来。你们知道师父讲过一个故事，是那个嘎比亚那个僧人有没有？嘎比亚大师 连他太太也想拔出来卖，哎，为了供养那些来拜访他的和尚啊，还有那个过路的人，他们来的话是客人嘛，哎，还好太太也没有卖，东西也拿到，记得故事吗？哦，不错，你们也不用这样这么过分，好不好？先生太太要自己保管 ，OK？ 他是大事不一样啊，他做一些比较不同的事情嘛，所以让那个买卖的人比较怕。商店那个主人呢，他很喜欢那个隔壁的太太，因为隔壁的太太很漂亮，应该是这样了。然后他常常要他的太太不要，讨厌。然后就那天呢，隔壁派他太太过去那个商店呢，要跟他借一些面粉啊，为了回来要弄chapati巴蒂嘛，因为刚好那一天很多人来拜访他，大概是徒弟啊，或是牧羊者啊都有了 ，OK， 或是和尚啊都有，多数来都是和尚。那些印度的人呢，和尚他们不分别啊，你是在家人出家人，如果他知道你开悟，他就会来拜访你就对了。那么不够那个面粉啊，弄chapati巴蒂啦啊，所以他派太太过去接一下，没钱啊，过去要面粉哪里有啊？然后那个商店的主人就说：“你留下来嘛，你跟我一个晚上的什么面粉都给你了，不用钱的。”那太太贼讨厌啊，就跑回去，跑回去跟先生说了。先生说：“就这样子而已，你也不肯啊！啊，我带你过去。”好，他就把太太抱过去啊，下雨嘛，怕太太弄脏弄湿，怎么抱过去？抱过去说：“刚才我太太不懂事啊，对不起啦，现在她是你的，面粉给我。”哇，那个商店吓了一跳。第一，哪里有那么慷慨的先生，疯子的先生？事实上，在那个范围，他也大概知道隔壁是开悟的名字了，就是他太无名，没有跟着，又要他的太太，哪有这样子？隔壁哈，邻居不好哈。不过隔壁也是把太太拿出来呀，贡献了啊，面粉还给我就好了。结果那个人吓坏了，因为隔壁这么直啊，那么真诚啊。所以他吓了一跳。第二，他们两个为什么在雨从他的家跑那边也是一段路啊？下雨这么大，两个都什么都没有，没有一滴雨在身上啊。所以他怕了，他说：“好了，不敢了，我刚开玩笑而已，哪敢啊？好，你要多少面粉，全部带走。”OK， 还好我们台湾面粉很多。不用那教哈，OK， 也不要试看看啊，有时候人不那么好的啦 ，OK， 印度人他们不管怎么样，无名怎么样，也知道修行的人，懂不懂？也知道尊重，也知道有这种修行人的力量，还有尊重，懂不懂？别的地方我不保证哦，不要乱吃看看哦，太太跑掉，别怪我真的哪有这种先生哈？连太太也卖掉，为了请客啦，为了请客。你们会不会跟护法嫉妒啊？不会，我需要他们那些肌肉啊，懂吗？因为我都是看人嘛，有时候路不平啊，有时候会跌倒，他们再扶一扶也好，有当过兵比较有那种警觉性啊，懂吗？女孩子没有当过兵，男孩子都有，是有用了 ，OK？ 有时候我都看你们没有看路嘛，然后走路有时候不方便，Thank you 了，行了。
Gentle viewers, we appreciate your company for today's episode entitled The Life of Lord Mahavira, The Great Renunciation, Part 4 of 4 on Between Master and Disciples. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for more positive programming. May love and laughter light your days and warm your hearts.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/BND.